Hi everyone, this is Katie Groves. I've been trying to make videos for the last day or so, and this one alter in my system, among others, keeps deleting them, and I'm having a really frustrating time with that. So I'm going to try to keep this short and simple. Today is July 4th. It is a horrible day for us. We always have a really hard time on holidays, especially this one. As an American government mind control survivor, it's just it's just full of triggers, and we hate the sound of the fireworks. We hate the activation. We're shaken up right now because some parts of us made us watch this really triggering movie. We actually had a really good time watching this 80s B horror comedy atrocity / masterpiece earlier today. There was basically no horror in it. It was just ridiculous and basically just a comedy, and it actually really helped us a lot. We didn't seem to have any triggers around it. It went fine. But then parts took over and made us watch this other movie that was just an 80s B horror atrocity, and it was a movie that we remembered being programmed to. It really fucked us up. We're really shaken up by it. We really hate when parts do this and take over and make us watch that shit. It is still something we struggle with, and I'm sorry for the sound of the sirens. Can't control that if you can hear it. It's triggering us. Yeah, and one of the things that came up in the movie was that we'd only remembered 3 scenes from the whole movie. We don't want to say what it was right now, but we only remembered 3 scenes from it. And each of those 3 scenes, we had a crystal clear eidetic memory of what we did remember of them. And none of the scenes in the movie that we just watched online were exactly what we saw when we were programmed to it. What we saw was a different version of the movie, one I assume to be specifically created for MKUltra programming, in which the scenes were similar but had slightly different looking actors and slightly different things happened. But we remember exactly what happened. The scenes were actually very different. If you played them alongside each other, you would see that the same general things happened in each one, but they looked very, very different. Throughout the movie, we noticed this happening. We noticed that we didn't remember most of it, and we're very surprised to find that we didn't recognize the majority of the movie. And then when those 2 scenes, the first 2 scenes came on, because the last scene was the end scene of the movie, but when the first 2 scenes came on, we found that we noticed that it was different than we remembered it. And we noticed, we could compare it to our eidetic memory of what we did see. And we know that they were different scenes with different actors. And even the build-up with the characters up to those scenes, we were very confused. Because we're like, no, I remember she had blonde hair, not brown hair. The guy's face was slightly different. That was a different actor. His hair was a slightly darker shade, some things like that. And then when the actual scenes happened, we're like, oh my God, that really is a different scene. But we still kept doubting and denying our memories of it, being like, no, we must be misremembering somehow. This just doesn't make sense. Until the end scene, which we remembered, again, crystal clear, and it was very, very different. It was the same thing. The same last thing happened, but it looked different. It was a different setup. And it was different music, too. So we're just tripped out by that. We have some ideas as to what happened there. Like I said, we assume that we were showed a different version of the movie for programming. But this isn't something that's come up for us before. I mean, things have come up. Absolutely things have come up with certain movies and TV shows where things were recreated in programming tapes. like Harry Potter characters were used or Family Guy characters were used, and the animation styles of Family Guy, for example, were the same, but bizarre shit was happening. We remember it was SpongeBob, all sorts of shit like that, but we don't remember a movie or TV show actually being recreated scene for scene, just with slightly different looking characters and slightly different effects. Like slightly different types of violence in a horror movie. Things like that. We've never recovered anything like that. So this is a weird thing. We're tripping on this. We're upset that this whole thing happened. It's common for us on holidays to find ourselves switching states and playing trigger films. It's really frustrating, but it's something that we still seem to do. So yeah, I'm going to try to make a video soon about dealing with holidays and RA triggers on specific dates. And also, I really should make videos talking about media, MKUltra, mainstream media, as well as underground media that's produced by them and used in programming, but simultaneously released to the general public. It's really a frustrating thing that we have to go through, having parts that still have compulsions to watch that stuff and listen to that stuff and activate us. Okay, hopefully my parts will let me post this. Like I said, they've really been blocking us. But we just want to get out some kind of update, and we'll be posting more soon. Thanks.